Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 9 of What If Naruto Was a Smart Prodigy. Remember to get this one to 200 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Banished and got a supernatural ability, and enjoy that guys. Over on Anime King, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Badass Genius. So stay in tune for that, and I'm going to be also posting a new episode of What If Naruto was from the two greatest clans. So stay in tune for that as well guys, and I hope you do enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get straight into this? Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails.
So, the last time we left off, Naruto went on his mission as he put on a disguise and called himself Menma as he got into the village of Kumo, where he asked around as he got information about Yujito. As he found her at a training field, she told him he could come out now. As Naruto was talking there and asking for a paw print as he threw the scroll over to her, as it was from the other cat. That cat wanted all specimens of cat paw prints, and it wanted the two tails. As Yujito wanted to test Naruto, as Nibi told her to test him, seeing that there was something about him which she couldn't find out. As the both of them started the battle, as Yujito was surprised he could stop one of her enhanced punches with her hand coated in chakra. Biju chakra that is. As she was resorted to turn into her two tails. As Naruto sent that clone down to get the paw print, as Naruto uses wood style, shocking the hell out of her, as it suppressed her, as she fell unconscious. The next morning she woke up as she was in the hospital as a Raikage had phoned her that night and wondering what the hell is going on. A toad then came and gave her a note. As Naruto signed his name and told her what happened, the Raikage asked her what happened as she made up a lie, telling him that she just overused her chakra too much, the Nibi's chakra that is. Meanwhile, Naruto phoned Tsunade as Tsunade was disrespecting the title Hokage, as Naruto tried to use a Rasengan on her, but it wasn't fully ready. As she told him she will give him 6 days if he can manage to perform it by then, she will consider coming back to the village. After that, Naruto was out training as Yujito attacked him out of nowhere, a blue fireball, as Naruto dodged it as she landed, as she was to be the ambassador between Jiraiya and the Raikage to get the information, as she decided to stay with him on the mission for now, until everything was over, until Naruto mastered the Rasengan. The time passed, as Naruto and Yujito had been spending the time together, until the 6th day arrived as Naruto was going to meet up with Jiraiya, when he saw Shizune huffing, as she came out and said that Tsunade knocked her out. She was going to Orochimaru by herself, as Jiraiya was looking fatigued as Tsunade drugged him last night. The group quickly found them as they saw Tsunade on the ground, with Kabuto standing over her mocking her, as he was splashing blood on her. Naruto moved in a blur as he planted a feet in Kabuto's face that sent Kabuto sailing back. As Jiraiya told Naruto that he will handle Orochimaru, he handled the guy with the speckles, as Yujito was to stay back in case they needed her as a surprise attack, as Naruto turned his side towards Kabuto. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say we begin this new episode? Kabuto went through Hansign, summoning Jutsu, as he summoned 2 snakes by using the tattoo on Orochimaru's arm, as 2 snakes arrive. As Jiraiya did the same thing, but then, a small toad appeared. Wow Jiraiya, she got you good, Naruto said, as it was Gamakashi. Jiraiya frowned as he went through Hansign. Swamp of the underworld, he said, as a smaller swamp than usual came, but it sucked away the 2 snakes though. She really got you good. That was truly terrible, Naruto said, as Jiraiya lowered his head, his own apprentice talking down to him. Alright kid, you take 4 eyes. I'll take Orochimaru, he said. As Jiraiya leapt forward as Kabuto leapt down towards Naruto. It's a pleasure, Kabuto said, being able to face the last two Senjus on the same day. As he noticed Shizune and Tsunade's shocked faces. Oh, you didn't know? Young Naruto-kun here is as much of a Senju as you are, Tsunade-sama. Probably even more. He's a Senju? Thought Tsunade. Yeah, you're right, Naruto said. And don't forget, I am also the guy that's gonna kick your ass, he said. And let me win a bet, because I'm gonna get that necklace, and a family member of mine's gonna come back to Konoha. Orochimaru-sama wanted you to join us, but I see no way of that happening. I'm gonna have to kill you. Pity, I see that you are going to be a great ninja one day, Kabuto said. Despite how good you are, you won't be able to defeat me. I'm on par with Kakashi Hatake, and I know for a fact you still cannot beat him, meaning you cannot beat me, Kabuto said, with an arrogant smirk on his face. Naruto burst out laughing. You stupid idiot. Really think you're on par with Kakashi-sensei? Kabuto's hands became coated with blue chakra as he activated his chakra scalpels. Naruto-kun said Shizune that is chakra scalpels. Be careful. He can harm your insides at mere touch. As Naruto nodded, Kabuto then dashed forward with incredible speed. As Naruto jumped away as Kabuto kept chasing after him. With a flurry of swipes, Naruto continued to dodge all of Kabuto's swipes, making sure he did not touch him. Damn, you're annoying to fight, Naruto said. One touch and you can stop your opponent. You're correct. I am just gonna keep coming at you until you eventually make a mistake. And then that will be your end, Naruto. Said Kabuto as he struck out with his left hand, but he extended too far. Not today, Naruto said as he grabbed Kabuto's wrist and thrust him away as Naruto slammed his hand together in a snake seal. Wood style, nativity of the sea of trees, Naruto said. The ground around him exploded as a forest stood after a couple of seconds. Kabuto tried to jump away but the trees were too fast and he got snagged by the branches. As Kabuto was held tightly by the trees as he couldn't move his body. Shizune and Tsunade looked shocked, especially Tsunade. That's not possible, she thought. She noticed her necklace was glowing again at the presence of Naruto chakra. He can use Mokiton. That should be impossible. She then saw Naruto hold up his right hand. Prepare to pay up, Bachan, he said, as a swirl of chakra appeared in his hand. As a Rasengan formed in his hand, a perfect Rasengan. Here I come, Kabuto. As Naruto performed a Shunshin as he appeared on the branch where Kabuto was, with his hand pulled back. Rasengan, Naruto says he drive the jutsu into Kabuto's gut as Kabuto was sent flying through the forest and smashing into the ground roughly. As Naruto then disappeared in the sunshine again as he appeared in front of Tsunade. I believe you owe me a necklace, he said. As Naruto wasn't paying attention as Tsunade looked at him. This kid is truly something else, she said. She then noticed something, heading straight towards him. A minute earlier, Orochimaru looked down from his fight with Jiraiya to see his assistant get smashed by a Rasengan. Damn that brat of yours, he's getting too strong. I have to kill him now before he can ruin my plans. Orochimaru says he took off towards Naruto. Jiraiya tried to stop Orochimaru but he was tossed aside as he was still too weak from Tsunade's jug. As Orochimaru opened his mouth as a snake emerged with the legendary Kusanagi sword. As Naruto spun around at the last second, but he didn't have enough time to block with a kunai as Orochimaru was upon him. Damn it, if I move, Tsunade will be in trouble, Naruto thought. Damn it, he said as Orochimaru was inches away from stabbing him. Fire style, hellfire! Orochimaru was blasted away by a blue fire before he could hit Naruto. As Yujito landed beside Naruto. I guess I owe you, Naruto said. Yes, she said to him. Well, you could probably show me around Konoha when we all reach there, she said. I'm sure it will take a while for your Kage to get reinstated, and look at what my Kage sent, she said with a smile. As Naruto smiled slightly. Are you making me go on a date with you, he said. A date, she said. You're gonna have to work a little harder for that. I'm just asking you to show me around your village. While that was happening, Orochimaru regurgitated another Orochimaru, who was not burned badly from the flames that Yujito hit him with, as he was giving him a dead glare. I'm going to kill you both, he said. But in an impressive show of speed, Tsunade appeared in front of him and smashed her fist into his face with so much force. He was sent flying towards Naruto's forest. You alright, kid? Tsunade said as Naruto nodded. Good, cause I owe you a serious beatdown for the Senju business and calling me an aunt. Yeah, Shizune told me about that other time too. By the way, she said. She then took off her necklace as she placed it around Naruto. You won the bet, fair and square. It looks nice on you, she said. Meanwhile, Orochimaru stood up as he cracked his jaw back into place. Tsunade, what are you doing protecting this kid? Why risk your life for a simple Jenny like him? Tsunade cracked her knuckles. I would risk my life because I am Tsunade Senju, granddaughter of the first Hokage, grandniece of the second Hokage, and at this moment, I am the fifth Hokage of Konoha, she said. Hell yeah, Bachan! Kick his ass hurry so we can go home, Naruto said. Kabuto, summon Manda, Orochimaru said. As Kabuto appeared beside him with a huge hole in his shirt and a spiral mark on his belly. Kabuto drew more blood as he wiped it across Orochimaru's tattoo and prepared to summon Manda. What? You hit him dead on the Rasengan. He should be done, Yujito said, as she looked at Kabuto. Naruto, Jiraiya shouted as he landed on the ground. As Naruto went over there with Yujito, bring out Gamabunta. As Tsunade bit her thumb as well, as Naruto did the same. Summoning Jutsu, all three of them said, as three huge poof appeared. As the smoke revealed the giant, snake, slug, and toad. Gamabunta took a puff from his pipe. Ah, well, if it isn't Manda and Katsuya, how long has it been since I've seen you? 2, he said. As Jiraiya looked down at Gamabunta, Gamabunta, we need your help with this one. We need to take down Orochimaru. Sure, why not? I guess I can finally get that snakeskin wallet I've been wanting, said Gamabunta, as Naruto laughed. Why would a toad want a snakeskin wallet? But how the hell did Kabuto get up anyway? The Rasengan was perfect and I felt it grind into his body, Naruto said, as he was still confused about that. If he is anything like Orochimaru, he has some disgusting tricks up his sleeve, Jiraiya said. But Yujito was thinking something different. Naruto, how are all summoning creatures ready to go? Don't they get surprised when they're just summoned like that? I was thinking the same thing, but no one would answer me, Naruto said, so I just gave up. Tsunade then spoke. This is it, Orochimaru. After today there will be one less Sannin in the world. As she and Shizune stood atop of Katsuya, her slug summon. Orochimaru simply chuckled while Manda hissed. Orochimaru, what do you think you're doing summoning me out here? Kabuto tried to explain. Silence, Manda said. I don't speak to a flunky like you. Orochimaru, know this, when this is over, I will expect 100 sacrifices. Orochimaru smirked. Of course, nothing less for you, Manda, he said. Kabuto released a breath at that. If Manda knew that Orochimaru couldn't use his arms, he may attack them and try to eat them. Okay, let's do this, Jiraiya said, as Gamabunta pulled his Tonto and rushed towards Manda. Manda evaded the attack and slid away at a rapid pace, as Manda slipped around and tried to bite Gamabunta, but Gamabunta jumped away. As Manda dodged, as he had to dodge a slew of acid from the slug. As Manda then striked forward and wrapped himself around Katsuya, as he started to squeeze her. Katsuya, separate, said Tsunade, as Katsuya burst into a bunch of mini summons. As they all move away and then reform. Bunta, bring the oil, Jiraiya said. As Jiraiya went through hand signs, he fired out a stream of flames as Gamabunta brought the oil. Fire release, toad oil flame bombs. As the firestorm appeared to melt Manda figure, but it was just a shed skin. Manda then burst on the ground in front of Gamabunta and ready to strike him. But a bunch of branches blocked his path. Wood style, great forest technique, said Naruto as he retracted his left arm. As Naruto noticed his jutsu was much stronger than before and saw the necklace around his neck glowing. Did this necklace make my Mokitan stronger? Well, it was owned by Hashirama. It could be possible, he thought. As Naruto noticed Manda looking at him with pure hatred and fury. But he then noticed something. Where is Tsunade-bachan? They then heard a primal scream as Tsunade came from the sky with Gamabunta's sword as she drive it through Manda, pinning him on the ground as she dashed forward towards Orochimaru. As Kabuto came in her way, but Shizune landed a devastating kick right in his face, knocking him to the side. You think we should help? Yujito asked. As Jiraiya shook his head. Let's let Tsunade take care of this. I mean, she's doing fine out there. As Tsunade started beating Orochimaru's face. Whoa, Orochimaru can sure take a punch. Anyone's head would be liquidated by now. as Naruto felt something land on his head as he looked to see Yamakashi there. She isn't playing. I can't watch this. I'm out, he said, as he poofed away, as Gamabunta did as well, as the trio fell to the earth. As the other group was falling, Tsunade punched Orochimaru that sent him at least 100 feet away from her. As Kabuto appeared beside his master, as Orochimaru was badly beaten. Damn you, Tsunade, Orochimaru said, but you've only delayed my plans. There are other ways to destroy Konoha, and when I come back I'll kill all of you, he said, as he fled. Man, he just wouldn't die, said Tsunade, as the others landed beside her, as Katsuya and Manda disappeared shortly, so it was just them. We'll get him next time, Tsunade, said Jiraiya as he patted her on the back. Good news is we're going back to Konoha. You get to become the 5th Hokage, Shizune, reunite with our old friends, and Naruto get to show off his girlfriend. As Naruto looked at him, who says she was my girlfriend? Or that I had for one for the matter, he said. As Yujito looked confused as well. Where did girlfriend came from? Jiraiya smirked as he looked at your arms. Well, since you held onto her arm earlier, you haven't let go since. And she doesn't seem to mind it one bit at all. As the both of them blushed. Let's just get back to Konoha, Naruto said, as everyone agreed. Naruto then noticed that it was getting dark. Well, we can't spend one more night here, and go back tomorrow, he said. Sound good. See you tomorrow, brat, said Tsunade, as the group parted, went into their different hotel. That night, Naruto was sitting on his bed, as he pulled out a note that Sarutobi left for him. You gonna read that now, Naruto? Said Kurama. No time like the present, Naruto said as he opened the envelope, as he saw a letter first as he read the first line. Hello, Naruto, he'd said. Alright, here we go, Naruto said, as he read through the letter. Time skip. How could you not know the kid was a Senju? Said Tsunade, as Tsunade merely shrugged. The brat is 14 years old. Sarutobi sent me a letter when he was 5. He then sent me another one when the kid was 10. He then sent me another one when the kid was 11. But I lost it escaping from a debt collector. Damn, the brat has wanted to meet you from so long. But at least you're coming back now, said Jiraiya, as Tsunade nodded. It was time to head back to Konoha, and everyone was ready to go. Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Shizune were all outside the city walls, as Yujito was walking up to them. But where is Naruto? Where is the kid? He's never late, Jiraiya said as he looked at Yujito. I haven't seen him, said Yujito. He's not in trouble, is he? No, I wouldn't think so. You've seen the brat fight. He could take on damn near anyone. Plus, we would feel his presence if he's fighting someone powerful. Maybe I'll summon a toad to find him. You guys go ahead. We'll catch up, Jiraiya said. The ladies nodded and all walked away, as Jiraiya walked off to go and find Naruto. After about 3 minutes, he was about to summon a toad, when Naruto came crashing down on the ground. Sorry I'm late, he said. I got lost on the road of life. Jiraiya's sweat dropped at that. Kid, you really need to find a better excuse, he said, as he took notice of Naruto's attire. Try to look like your sensei, huh? As Naruto had a huge scroll strapped to his back like Jiraiya did. He has put on back his envoy uniform. Jiraiya noticed something special about the scroll though. Wait, is that the scroll of seals? How do you have it? It was given to me by Jiji, Godfather, Naruto said, as Jiraiya looked shocked. You read sensei letter, he said. Naruto nodded. Yeah, I did. Flashback last night. Alright, let's begin, Naruto said, as he started to read the letter. I wrote this letter in hopes that I'll never have to read it, because if you do, I am no longer there for you. This letter entails what I promised to tell you when you were 8 years old. That once you become strong enough, I will tell you about your appearance. You were more than strong enough a while ago, but I prolonged telling you because I don't know how you would react. But no more of that because I promised to do it at the end of the Chunin exams. Naruto, your name comes from the book. From Jiraiya Sensei, main character in his book. You're the son of Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage. I know it's hard to believe, but yes, you are indeed his son. Minato could not choose anyone else's child if he wasn't able to sacrifice his own. Minato was a shrewd man, really doing something without reason. I'm sure there was another reason, besides keeping the balance of nature between the other elemental nations, for stealing the Kyuubi inside of you. There is a enemy shinobi who took the Kyuubi and set it on the village while your mother was giving birth to you. Yes, your mother was a Jinchuriki before you and the steel weakened during childbirth. We set up many security parameters to keep that from happening. Not to mention your mother and father were steel master. It might have been hard to keep the Kyuubi at bay, but they could have done it. That is why I believe there was another shinobi who interfered with the sealing. But that was just pure speculation. Maybe the Kyuubi just get free. We would never know because we weren't there. Your mother, Kushina Uzumaki, is special to Konoha. She is the first great-granddaughter of Mito Uzumaki and Hashirama Senju. This came to be because her grandmother and Hashirama, Mito's first child, was sent to Uzu, the village at head, the famous Uzumaki clan, where Mito was originally from. She was sent there because of the agreement between Konoha and Uzu. That child of Hashirama and Mito would be sent back to their village to cement our strong alliance. Years later, Kushina was sent back to the village to become the second Jinchuriki after Mito was ending her lifespan. She had the chakra to restrain Jinchuriki just like her great-grandmother. So you were indeed already related to Hashirama sensei before you discovered your Mokiton ability. I didn't have a lot of time to write this letter because it's an hour away from tuning exams, but I trust this answers your question. I'm sure you're gonna grow stronger and even one day surpass all the Hokages. I entrust the village to you, Naruto-kun. Please protect it always. I'll be looking down from above, so do impress, to help you on your journey. I have decided to give you a gift that was originally your forefathers. Please use it well, and continue on your dream. And that was the end of the letter. The letter came with a picture of a pregnant Kushina with Minato rubbing her belly. They both were looking happily and rubbing Kushina's belly, as Naruto cried a little as he looked the picture over. Mom, Dad, Naruto said. I really had parents that loved me. Mom looked so pretty, he said. She has beautiful red hair. I had a mother and father that wanted me, he said, as tears started to stream down his face. There was a seal at the end of the letter, but he didn't bother to open it yet. Naruto, Kurama said. You knew, Naruto said, cutting him off. You knew this whole time. You were sealed into my mother and my great-grandmother and didn't tell me. Kurama stayed quiet as Naruto continued to weep. I had my suspicions that I was a son. Who else has golden blonde hair like this? But to actually know that it's true, I don't know how to feel, he said. Kurama then spoke again. Of course I knew. I could have told you. But that old man seemed like the one who wanted to. I felt like it wasn't my right to take it away from him. But the old man was right. There was interference that day. A shinobi that wielded a Sharingan. He took you hostage and separated your father from your mother. Since Kushina's seal was weakened at the time because of childbirth, he managed to rip me from the seal and control me with that disgusting Sharingan. Your father eventually stopped me and managed to seal me inside you, but it did cost them their life as I attempted to kill you. But they jumped in the way. And I'm sorry for that, Kurama said. As Naruto just sit there. It's fine, he said. You probably didn't want to be sealed again. I wouldn't want to be either. But this guy you spoke of, with the ability to control you with a Sharingan, is he still alive? If so, could you point him out to me, Naruto said. I am not sure. But yes, I could if you came across him. Why, Kurama said, even though we already know the answer. Because I'm gonna kill him for what he did, Naruto said. Kurama growled a bit because he wanted a piece of that bastard as well. Naruto then remembered the last part of Sarutobi's letter as he placed his hand over the seal. There was a poof of smoke as a huge scroll landed in his lap. The scroll of seals? Why would he give it to me? It was supposed to be for the Hokage's eyes only. Well, it was owned by Hashirama Senju. It probably has techniques in there that someone like you can use. And that's the end of the flashback. Jiraiya looked down at Naruto. So, you know I'm your godfather, Jiraiya said. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually, Naruto said. Jiraiya looked at Naruto with a shocked face. You're not mad or anything? I could have raised you, Jiraiya said. Meh, Naruto said. Why should I be? There's no use crying over the past. I'm not gonna be a chump and bitch about the fact that you weren't around. I never asked to be checked on. I just wanted someone to acknowledge me. And I got that with Gigi and a few others. Plus you have duties to attend to. And probably other things to deal with, seeing that Minato was your student. Plus, I couldn't imagine what I would be like if you were an influence on my childhood. I'd probably be an A-class pervert. Jiraiya frowned the pervert part. Well, he would have probably turned to something like that, he thought to himself. Well, you took that better than I would have ever expected, kid. I'm proud of you, so are you gonna change your name or something like Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Senju or something like that? That would be too stupid, and I don't think you should tell people about your parents. Naruto nodded in agreement. What the hell kind of name is that? It's too long in the first place. Being a Senju is fine. And I understand to not tell people. I already have a huge bounty on my head. I don't want another one. Well, great then. Let's get on the road. And let's find a better way to conceal that scroll, Jiraiya said. Orochimaru did seal a summoning contract on his arm. I'll probably put a summoning scroll tattoo on my arm, Naruto said. Several hours later. Man, today is so boring, said Katetsu, as he slammed his head down in the guard booth. Aizumo chuckled slightly. You're right, but I have a feeling that something good is going to happen. The last time I felt these feelings when we saw that envoy with Jiraiya-sama, Aizumo said. Aizumo then noticed several people coming. Seems some people are coming, he said. Katetsu got ready to write down their names and he then gasped. Tsunade Senju, Aizumo said. She's with Jiraiya-sama. And Shizune-san. And that same envoy. Wait. That's Naruto. Naruto? Naruto looked towards the gate as he saw Aizumo and Katetsu. They were the one that placed the genjutsu on the door in the Chunin exams. Oh hey guys, Naruto said. You guys always stay at this gate. The last time we left, you were there. Hey Yujito, do you guys have eternal gate guards at Kumo? As she had gone unnoticed by Aizumo and Katetsu up to that point. Yujito laughed slightly. Yeah, we do, she said. They're always at the gate as well. Ever since I could remember, she said. Until she was stopped by Katetsu from entering Konoha. I am sorry ma'am, but we cannot allow you to enter the village under any circumstances. Yujito shook her head. But I'm here to show our treaty papers to your Hokage. The previous 10-year agreement is ending soon and I'm here to re-establish it. Here are my papers, said Yujito as Aizumo shook his head. That's the thing, we don't have a Hokage at this point, so we can't allow you to enter. But then Aizumo heard a series of calls from Naruto, saying that Tsunade is the new Hokage. She's fine, I am the 5th Hokage, so she has my permission, said Tsunade, as Aizumo fainted in shock. Yes ma'am, said Katetsu as he dragged Aizumo back in the guard booth. Damn Aizumo, you are right, it did get interesting, said Katetsu, as the group went in the village. As the entire group went up to the Hokage's office. I can't believe I came back here. And not to mention I become Hokage, she said with a sigh. But you are, Naruto said, and the village need you, and it's for the best. Well, probably you're right, brat. But you're the only Konoha ninja I've met so far, and there's probably a lot of crap to do. So, get the hell out of my office and do something with your life, she said. I'm sure I'll see you soon. We have many things to discuss, Naruto Senju, she said. As Naruto nodded in understanding. As Naruto then turned and looked at Yujito. Alright, she said as she pulled out a scroll written by the Raikage and handed it to Tsunade. Tsunade opened the scroll and read through it quickly. Alright, looks good. I'll give you a reply scroll after a couple of days, once I consult with a few people. For now, welcome to Konoha, Tsunade said with a smile. Yujito looked at Tsunade with shock. You're not even going to allow someone to watch me? I am a foreign shinobi into your village. I mean no harm, but really. But she then heard Naruto go to another fit of cough. But they sound like I will be watching you. Don't worry, I already have a ninja watching you. He's right here. Now, get going Yujito and Naruto, said Tsunade. Shall we, Yujito and Naruto says he held out the arm. She smiled as both of them linked arm and walked out of the office. Now, time to get to business, Shizune. Please alert all shinobi of Chunin ranks or higher. They will have to meet with me. I'm sure the elders will be here to talk soon, so be prepared for that. I'm pretty sure I'll have a coronation tomorrow. Damn, I hate speeches. Oh, and she then turned to see Jiraiya sneaking out of the window, but she grabbed him by the back of his shirt. You're helping me, she said. You are the one that got me into this. And that's the order, you're helping me. Jiraiya cried tears as he was forced to help out Tsunade, as he wanted to do some research to the hot springs. Meanwhile, Naruto's apartment. So this is where you live, Yujito said as she sat on Naruto's couch, as Naruto brought her to his apartment so he could change out of his envoy uniform. This is home. Ever since I was 6 years old I've been here, Naruto said, from his room. You know, kitten, that boy is probably naked in there right now, Nibi said. You should just walk in there and push him on the bed and get on top, but Yujito cut off the bichu. As Yujito was blushing a very deep shade of red. You know, this seems very suggesting, Naruto, she said, as Naruto walked out of the room. Well, excuse me, I'm not that easy, Yujito. You first have to buy me dinner first, Naruto said, as she chuckled, as he was wearing a simple grey shirt with a black Senju symbol on the back and grey pants, with black shinobi sandals. As he left his forehead protector as his hair came over on his face more. Come on, let's show you Konoha, Naruto said. You are just in Hokage's tower, and the academies are just a bit over right over there. As Naruto showed her around Konoha, pointing out places of interest and pointing her to them and explaining a bit. As he was walking Yujito around, he was being greeted by civilians, calling him a hero. A hero, huh? She said with a smirk. As Naruto smirked back, something like that. Though I wouldn't call myself a hero, I was merely doing my job like any other ninja would, he said. That's exactly what a hero would say, she said. Her stomach then growled slightly, as Naruto noticed. Come on, I know the perfect place, Naruto said as he placed a hand on her shoulder. The next second they vanished in a powerful shunshin. As they vanished, a person who has been stalking them the entire time watched them just vanish away. Naruto is back, but who the hell is that girl with him? What the hell is she doing, my man? I have to know who she is. As a person ran around Konoha trying to find them. Naruto and Yujito appear on top of a building. I will never get over how fast your Shunshin speed is, she said, as the both of them jumped down. This is a place, he said. Ichiraku ramen. Trust me, it's the best. No, the best food in the world, he said as he opened the flap for them to step inside. As Naruto enters, the old man saw Naruto. Ah, Naruto my boy, you're back. Oh, who's the pretty lady with you? This is Kumo Hellcat, Yujito, Naruto said. She's in town for a little while. We're talking peace treaty between the village, he said. As the old man wanted to ask another question, but Naruto seemed to read his mind. And yes, we have a new Hokage. It's Naruto-bachan. He smiled happy at the announcement. That's great news. So great that your meal is on the house, Naruto, for bringing by the Hokage. And your date as well, he said. Hell yeah, Naruto said. As him and Yujito ordered their food as they sat and ate, several people were spying on them. Holy crap! Naruto surely know a hot chick when he see one. Get it in, bro. But as he said that, he was elbowing the side by a blonde. Shut up, Kiba. We're here to find out what that girl wants with my Naruto, Ino said. Ino is right, Kiba, but she's... That chick is everything you want to be, Ino, said Sakura. She has the curves, the style, everything. And also she have boobs, not like the other girls in the academy that we were in. All of you are flat-chested. Kiba then noticed that Akamaru was gone. As he looked around, Akamaru, he said. He heard Akamaru bark. Why would he call me an idiot, Kiba wondered. Kiba then turned around as he saw both girls glaring down at him. You want to repeat that, the both of them said, as Kiba was pummeled to the floor by the both of them. Huh, that was brutal, a voice said. Oh, Naruto, said Ino as she looked up. When did you get back? Not too long ago. Why are you beating down on Kiba? Naruto asked, as Ino and Sakura smiled sheepishly. Before they could answer, Kiba beat them to the punch. It's because you're jealous of the hot girl beside you, Naruto. As Yujito chuckled slightly, as Naruto looked amused. Well then, this is Yujito, a Kumo ninja. She's here to negotiate a treaty between our two villages. Yes, we have a new Hokage. It's Naruto-bachan, Naruto said. As Sakura perked up hearing that. Snade? You mean Snade Senju? One of legendary Sanins is here? As Naruto nodded. As Sakura took off at that. As Snade was the best medicine in the world. As Kiba already stumbled away as well, leaving Ino alone with the two blondes. Ino smiled awkwardly. Well, I think my father needs me at the flower shop, she said. Bye, as she took off. As Yujito smiled, seems someone is a woman killer. I hope your little stalker didn't think that we just never noticed her till now. Naruto noticed the sun going down and got the other idea. Hey Yujito, want to see my favorite spot in Konoha? Especially during this time of the day. Naruto didn't wait for her to answer as he just grabbed her on the shoulder and vanished. Several minutes later, it's beautiful, Naruto, Yujito said, as the both of them were sitting down on Fort Hokage's head, looking over the village. Yeah, it is. I come up here just to watch it all. My village and the view of the sunset paints that beautiful shade, Naruto said, as he didn't notice Yujito staring at him. He's amazing and doesn't even realize it, she thought. You could make him realize, kitten, said the Bijou. Huh? Said Yujito. You know, all you have to do is tear off his clothes, but she cut her off before she could finish. As the both of them watched the sun go down, eventually, Yujito yawned slightly and Naruto saw. Tired, huh? Well, let's get you to a bed, Naruto said. As the both of them got up, he then gestured for her to get on his back. You do realize I can walk to a hotel though, she said. But she still climbed on his back though. I know, Naruto says. He started to walk down the mountain face, using chakra to his legs. I just have this fetish to carry beautiful women, you know. As she blushed again as Naruto carried her to a local inn in Konoha, drop her off for the night. 2 days later, after 2 days has passed, Tsunade was introduced as the Hokage, and Naruto took Yujito with him to the hospital to meet Sasuke, as Sasuke had been in a coma since Itachi used that jutsu on him. The visit was cool after Tsunade healed him. Sasuke kept on calling Yujito Naruto's girlfriend, but they denied every time. The weird thing about the visit though, was that Naruto almost knocked over an old man that came. The old man had a bandage around his eye and an X on his chin. Upon asking Sasuke who that man was, Sasuke told him that it was just a civilian that checked upon him and asked if he was fine, as Naruto nodded his head but kind of wondering if that was really what happened. Today though, Naruto was summoned to Tsunade's office. He was told to bring Yujito along with him though. When they arrived in the office, Naruto saw Kakashi, Sasuke, Asuma, Shikamaru, Kurenai, Shino standing in front of Tsunade's desk. Seated in the desk was Tsunade, with Shizune and Jiraiya standing behind her. Shikaku, Nara, Konoha, Jonin Commander was also in there, along with Homura and Koharu. As Naruto stood beside Sasuke, Tsunade addressed everyone. Nice to see you arrive, brat. Now we can get this started. I have went over the recommendations and the performance of the recent Chunin exams. You four did extremely well. Shikamaru, Nara, for your well thought out strategy and your excellent use of your clan jutsu and know how to get away. You're being promoted to Chunin. Come get your flap jacket, she said, as Shikamaru lazily walked over to Shizune and got his jacket. Troublesome, he said. Huh? Said Naruto. Well, it just means I'll have to do more missions. As Asuma patted him on the back. Damn, he's real lazy, thought Tsunade. Shino Aberame, for a great plan against your opponent and your amazing intellect in your family jutsu. You're being promoted to Chunin. Come get your flap jacket. And again, Shino walked over. Thank you, Hokage-sama, he said, as Kurenai smiled at him. Sasuke Uchiha, for a great display of genjutsu, taijutsu, and ninjutsu. Great master of fire techniques on your dojutsu, along with finishing your match with endurance and helping during the invasion. You're being promoted to Chunin. Come and grab your flat jacket. Sasuke walked over with a smile. Thank you, he said. He then turned to Naruto. I told you I would get my jacket. And before you, he said. You know I'm gonna get one too, right? Naruto said. I get mine before you though, Sasuke said. Naruto Senju, Tsunade said, as she seemed more excited about this. For great display of your ability, well above Genin level or maybe even Chunin, including control over your Biju's abilities, and the display of your Kekigenkai, and your great assistance in the invasion, I hereby promote you to Chunin. Please come and get your flap jacket. As Naruto walked over, as Shizune also gave him a hug as he got his jacket. As Naruto strolled back over, as Tsunade smiled at her new Chunins. Congratulations to all of you for your promotions. Do Konoha proud, she said. Shino and Kurenai, you may leave. I have something for these three. The both of them nodded as Koharu, Homura, and Shikaku also left. This part had nothing to do with them. Good, now that they're gone, Shikamaru, I have a letter for you. It's from the Fire Daimyo asking for you to become one of his personal guardians. It's up to you, so think about it, she said, as she gave him the letter. Goddamn troublesome, he said, as he left along with Asuma. Yujito, I have a response to you to return to your Raikage when you go back. I am certain that will be in the day, so have a great trip back. It was a pleasure getting to know you, and I'm certain I'll see you again. I need to speak to Naruto and Sasuke in private for a second, so if you could please wait outside for a bit. I'm sure you want to say goodbye to your boyfriend, so I'm gonna try to get him out quickly, okay? She handed a blushing Yujito a scroll as Yujito exited. As soon as she left, an Anbu in a tiger mask appeared from the floorboard. Naruto recognized the Anbu immediately. Tora-sensei, does this mean it's time? Naruto Senju and Sasuke Uchiha, I'm assuming the both of you want to still be Anbu, said Tora as the both of them nodded their heads. Good, be at this location 8 AM sharp. Don't be late and only bring yourself and your Anbu equipment. See you then, he said as he sank back down the floorboard. Well, I'm out of here. Good luck tomorrow, you two. I'm so proud of you guys. Have fun, Kakashi said as he vanished. An hour later, Naruto and Yujito were at the village gate. Well, it looks like this is it for a while, Yujito said. True that, Naruto said. Unless you decide to come find me, like the last time, I wouldn't mind that at all. Yujito smiled as she lunged towards him as Naruto was unprepared for a certain movement as she wrapped her arms around him, giving him a tight hug. Thank you for this past week. It's been one of the best in my life, she said, still pressing against him. Naruto got over his shock quickly as he hugged her back. No problem, we will make a better one next time we meet. That's a promise, he said, still hugging her. If you don't do this, you're gonna regret it, Nibi said. Yujito took a deep breath in and out as she pulled back her head. Before Naruto could react or say anything, she pressed her lip against his. It was a rather fast kiss as she moved away, but Naruto still felt her warm lips pressed against his. "Don't tell anyone that happened," she said. "It is just my way of thanking you. Don't look into it," she said. "Or do. Either way is fine with me," she said as she started to walk away. "That's just not fair," Naruto says. He watched her walk away. You were winning this whole time, kid, and then she hit you with that. Yujito 1 and you 0. I'll definitely even the score," Naruto said, "but first, I need to see Jiraiya Sensei about the tattoo." "Hell yeah, Naruto! Bagging that Kumo, bombshell. I saw that," Izumo said, as Izumo and Kitetsu were there but they were silent, as Naruto simply shunching away to not get in that conversation. The next morning, Naruto was wearing his Anbu uniform as he arrived at the location given to him by Tora. "You're to be an Anbu," Naruto said. As Sasuke jumped down from the tree. "It's hard out there," Sasuke said. "Hard out there? Have you been out there before?" Naruto asked, as Sasuke had been acting a little fishy lately, but before he could answer, Anbu appeared. "Hello, recruits. Today started the official training to become an official Anbu," said the snake Anbu. "Training? I thought we were already in," Naruto said, as Naruto could feel the sinister smile of the Anbu. Only one lady had this. Of course, it was Uncle. Snake mask. No, dear kid. The real fun begins now. Welcome to hell," Uncle said. Time skip. 2 months later, Naruto and Sasuke were standing on top of the Hokage's tower, as the both of them were strapped in their Anbu gear. Naruto wearing his frog mask and Sasuke wearing his hawk mask. "You ready?" Sasuke said, as Naruto simply nodded as the both of them vanished. They appear in front of Tsunade, as Tsunade smiled down at the both of them. Her nephew and his best friend. After everything she had seen in the past 2 months, they were formidable, and they were ready for whatever to come. 2 ninjas who were well on their way to become the best. Both of them were friends and also rivals. For a brief moment she thought she saw her grandfather and Madara, but she dismissed that thought. It was time for Gamma and Hawk initiation in Anbu. As a Hokage, it was her job to oversee this, as Kakashi was there in the corner as well, and also all of the other Anbus, as they bowed towards Tsunade, as Kakashi just threw out a salute, still reading his book. "My fellow shinobi, we're here to recruit 2 shinobis into Anbu, Gamma and Taka. Please step forward," as Naruto and Sasuke approached Tsunade. They have passed the trials of Anbu and sworn to protect Konoha at all costs. "By the power invested in me by Konoha, I hereby announce Naruto Senju and Sasuke Uchiha, official member of the Anbu Black Ops." As several Anbu members came down to greet their new members. "How do you think they will do?" asked Tsunade. "I'm sure they will be fine, trust me. I was your sensei after all," said Kakashi. "Seems they will be just fine," said Tsunade, as she just watched the both of them with a smile on her face. But guys, to be in this episode right here. If you want to see the next part, if you already know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn the bell notifications to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. See you guys soon. Peace.